Hi everyone, we are Team 1 and this is our final project presentation. And our team consists of Sharon, CJ, Tom, and myself, Rachel. So first, I'll talk about the problem and the solution. The problem is that it's quite difficult for international students to get acclimated to another country, such as America, because they don't have many local friends when they come to the United States. And this is obvious. That's something that happens when you move to a new city. But what's different and what makes the problem a little bit harder is the language and cultural barriers here, which makes it even harder for international students to reach out and find interesting events or group trips that are nearby that interest them. So our solution is to build an application that serves as a community for user-posted events. For example, let's imagine that somebody wants to take a trip to Walden Pond. Our application enables them to have the opportunity to locate other international students or young professionals to accompany them on the trip. The application matches people who have similar interests, access to transportation, and the same schedule and availability to support a social community and the exploration of a new environment. So who's our target user? Our main group of users would be students or young professionals who go to another country to live. Noting that the application is structured around user-posted events and a community, it can be used in many different countries or locations around the world. But let's take a look at a specific persona. This is Sarah. She's 24 years old, and she just moved to Boston for a master's in project management. She's from China, and she's feeling a little bit overwhelmed about living in a foreign country for the first time, but she really enjoys hiking, paint night, eating out at restaurants, and playing board games. Even though she's relatively reserved in her personality, Sarah knows that she has to get over the obstacles and her fears of reaching out to people because that was one of the main goals that she moved to the United States. She wanted to meet new people and create new experiences. So she wants to find a way to meet more people and learn about their culture. And that's the purpose of our application. Now I'll turn it over to CJ and she'll talk about the design process and some use cases.
This is CJ and I'm gonna introduce the third part to you. As a design group, we try to practice design thinking method on this group project. Here are the 7 steps that we have put into practice. First, we did brainstorming and research together. We have 3 international students in this group, so we also are target users. We keep asking ourselves that what problem do we want to solve for international students? We start from this point and pick the ideas that we all agree with, which is an app that can help everyone, especially international students, to travel around and meet new friends. Because there's a time limitation, so we stop at the step 7. But I think if we have more time, we are going to repeat the steps until the app is good enough to be released. The next part is we create 3 user cases to illustrate how does the app function. This is a girl for Sarah, and how can Sarah do that? First, she can open the app and browse the trips on the first page. There's a message button. If you click the message button, you can see the message that others send it to you. You can go to this page by tap on the bottom navigation bar, and then you can see there are trips that you already signed up. So you can click on each one to check the details. And then there's a calendar on the top. You can tap on it and the calendar pop out, and then you can click on a specific date to check if you have any schedule on that date or is there any travel history on that day.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom, and I will continue to talk about the use case number 2. Cindy is an international student. She loves travel and she doesn't mind traveling with strangers because it's much cheaper. So she used the app Companion to keep track of her bills. During one trip, Cindy fills up her car and she opens the Companion application to document the expense, and after that, she refreshes the page to see the new account balance. So this is the payment page. Cindy can edit the expense and write some descriptions, and she can also edit the payer and the participants. And after the request, she can see her balance and how much bills, and there will be a list of all her paid bills. And next, the use case number 3. Manny studies at a university, and he's a very active person, so he decided to go on an adventure. He used the companion to create a new event, and many friends want to follow him. And he picks up some of her friends and to go with him. So this is the post page. There are 4 steps in the post. The first one is event details, and then group details, and transportation details, and after all, the review of all the information. And after that, he can click the confirm button to create a new post. And if he wants to see some friends, there are a list of his friends. And if click one friend, there will be his friend's profile. And he can also see the messages his friends sent to him. Okay, this is the use case. Next, Jerry will talk about the usability test.
Next, I will talk about the usability testing for our app companion. 5 participants are recruited for the usability test session. There are international students studying abroad in America and completing their master's degree. And I'm always there to take notes and also to moderate the test. So each test participants are asked to complete the 5 tasks. For the first one, they're asked to view a trip they've already planned and then view the photos associated with the trip. And for the second scenario, they're asked to collect payment from their friends they went on a trip with. And for the third scenario, they're asked to locate a screen to post an event because Companion is relying heavily on user-generated contents. So we want users to be able to post events easily. And for the fourth scenario, ask them to view messages because we incorporate social aspect to this app. And for the fifth task, we ask them to view a friend's profile and then answer how many events and activities they already attended. And for each task, we grade them from 1 to 4, 1 to 3, and then giving them a grade. The grade means how easily or how difficult for them to complete each task. And we found many problems, and it reviewed us by the scenario 1 that users are easily locate the trip, but they're confused about where to click on to find the details of the trip. And then for the second scenario, we find that users are confused about the terms on the payment screen. And for the third scenario, some users have difficulty creating an event because the post icon is too small. And for the fifth scenario, users are easily located the screen, but they are not sure which friend profile is who because there are no names associated with each profile. So we made a change afterwards. We moved the calendar in the screen, trip screen, so it does not display at the beginning, and then we add a trip down the bottom of the navigation. It makes it easier to locate it, so user doesn't have to go to the hamburger menu to find it. And for the third change we made, we in the trip detail, photos are directly viewable in the header section, and in the payment section, we changed the bill to paid, so it's more clear what it means to the users. And for the fifth change we made, we had a message tag in the friend's profile, so users are directly able to send messages in that screen. And we redesigned the friends list, and we add rating to the friends box, so we add credibility system in our app. And that concludes our presentation. I hope you enjoyed.